Guys, and welcome to my channel. So today's video is going to be hopefully a mukbang Q&A style video. I asked you guys quite a while ago on my Instagram to ask me some questions either on Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, or on Facebook. Not that I go on Facebook that often, but I've accumulated some of the questions to answer to you guys, and it's based around sickle cell in pregnancy or colitis in pregnancy. So without further ado, if you want to see and know the questions and answers pertaining to myself and my pregnancy, then definitely stay tuned. I actually have my breakfast here. It's scrambled eggs, avocado, a slice of toast and some smoked salmon, and I have a glass of juice here. But Josiah wants to claim all the attention in the world whilst I'm trying to film this video. So I'm going to start with Instagram questions first. Every time I want to eat, that's when this little one wants to kick in and act up and try and claim my attention. First question is from Fit Answer on Instagram. I'm going to do all the Instagram questions first. She said, how did sickle cell affect your pregnancy? Now, during the first trimester, yes, I was affected in the sense that I found out I was pregnant when I was 4 weeks pregnant. And hey, what are you trying to reach, son? So yeah, I found out I was pregnant when I was 4 weeks pregnant. And week 5, 6, 7 and week 8, I would say for about a month, 4 weeks, 3 weeks of those 4, I had sickle cell crisis, but I didn't get admitted into hospital. I consciously decided to manage it on my own at home, because I knew that in hospital they would give me the strong stuff, and obviously being that I'm pregnant, I didn't want that. I did call in and speak to the sickle cell nurse and stuff, and they did say that if I'm admitted into hospital, they would monitor me and give me things like tramadol, morphine, etc., and monitor me so that baby's not affected. But I didn't want my grown baby to be accustomed to that kind of medication, so I didn't go for that. I just stayed at home. They did say if it gets really bad and I'm still adamant I want to handle it at home, I could take a Codamol, which is codeine and paracetamol together. My dose is 30 milligrams codeine and 500 obviously milligrams of paracetamol. I did do that a few times, but I stuck mainly to paracetamol on its own, and I just handled it. It was very painful, but at the same time in my mind I was like, if I'm going to go through labour, which I know is painful as hell, let me just go through the pain now kind of thing. So that's what I did. But apart from those first 3 weeks, the 4th week was about me recovering, etc. But apart from those first 3 weeks of my first trimester, no, sickle cell did not affect me at all during my pregnancy. It was really good. She said, did you have any crisis during my pregnancy? So that's basically answered. She also asked, did you have to stay in hospital longer than usual due to sickle cell? Unfortunately, I have filmed my labour and delivery story, but I'm not sure if that's going to come before this one, so I'll quickly answer it here. Unfortunately, yes, I had a 8-day stay after delivery of my son, because... Do you want to say the story? You tell them. You tell them what happened after you were born. Go on. Tell them what happened to mum. What happened? Yeah. I had an 8-day stay after being in hospital after giving birth, because I got really ill. I had a sickle cell crisis in my chest, and so many other things. I don't want to explain it too much in depth, because obviously I've done a labour and delivery story, so it will be in that. it wasn't anticipated that I would have such a difficult delivery because I had such a good pregnancy. Someone asked me a non-related question at all, but I don't know when I'm going to get a chance to answer it, so I'm just going to answer it here. She said, it's your day, your time. Asked, did you end up using cloth nappies or any nappy recommendations? No, I didn't use cloth nappies, but I used Pampers Pure, which is free of perfume, free of chlorine, and free of all of those chemical things. So that's what I used for him. I, in the beginning, used water wipes, but obviously when I switched to using Pampers Pure, I then used the Pampers Pure wipes. Another question I got from Tasha Dak, I assume, is did sickle cell affect your pregnancy severely? No, not really. It didn't affect, like I said, I had a really good pregnancy. I had a really good pregnancy and I wasn't affected really at all, apart from the first 3 weeks. You want some of this? Here you go. Layla Hibbs on Facebook asks, how does it affect a person on a day-to-day basis? Now, I'm not sure if she was asking about sickle cell or the colitis, so I'm going to answer based on both. So basically, a rundown of colitis is inflammation in my large bowel. It's not really a nice condition to have. It makes it very difficult for me to eat, maintain weight, and I'm going to do a video about my weight later, and I'm actually going to do a post on Instagram. So if you're not following me on Instagram, definitely follow me on there, because I will be doing a post based on how my weight has been and health has been after having my son. Sickle cell affects me on a day-to-day basis. Fatigue is very real. Regular pain is very real, but something I'm used to. During pregnancy, yes, it was heightened in the sense that fatigue was a lot. Pain, regular pain during the day was a lot. I did have sciatica during my pregnancy, but in all honesty, for me, sciatica was a breeze, because sickle cell crisis is a hell of a lot more painful than sciatica. So I still managed to work through it and everything like that. Colitis wise, it really affected me during my pregnancy. In my 3rd trimester, I did really get a flare up, and then they had to put me on steroids. I didn't want to go on the steroids, but they said if I don't, it can then affect my son, and I obviously don't want nothing to affect him. And steroids was safe to have during pregnancy. And she also, Layla Hibbs also asked, am I also right in thinking being a carrier you also have symptoms? No, actually that's not true. I have full-blown sickle cell, but my husband doesn't have no sickle cell at all, meaning that our son is a sickle cell carrier. But he does not have no symptoms of sickle cell. He's pretty much normal. Yes, he has sickle cell trait, which is also the same as being a carrier, but he's normal. He's not affected by sickle cell whatsoever. So I'm really, really thrilled about that. Sickle Cell Girl on Twitter asks, was there a moment during your pregnancy? Hello, I'm trying to read out a question. Was there a moment during your pregnancy that you had to intentionally put your health more at risk to ensure the health of your baby? Yes. Like I said, in the first 3 weeks, no, I found out I was pregnant. So I'll say in the first 7 weeks of my pregnancy, yes, I put my health at great risk, because obviously I didn't go to hospital when I was having the crisis. So I didn't know what my HB levels were, which is my blood hemoglobin levels. They could have been really, really low. It could have been life-threatening, because it was such a bad crisis. I couldn't walk, I couldn't do much for myself. So in that sense, yes. I stopped taking my medication. I stopped taking penicillin. Obviously, I kept on with the folic acid, but stopped taking penicillin because that's not good for us even on a normal day, right? For a normal sickle cell person that's not pregnant, yet alone somebody who is pregnant, because as you know, we don't want our bodies to become accustomed to, bless you, Baba. We don't want our bodies to become accustomed to antibiotics so that when we do need them, they don't work. So I also stopped taking painkillers, apart from the first 3 weeks where I took cocodamol twice and paracetamol the rest of the time. I never took any strong painkillers, and to be honest, for about a year before my wedding anyway, I completely stopped taking tramadol, morphine, cocodamol, any type of strong pain relief, because I really wanted my body to get back to normality and to stop relying on strong painkillers and stuff, so that stuff like conceiving will be okay and that I'll be fine. So I intentionally stopped that. Bucky on Twitter also asked, how did you manage pain? Are you allowed to take narcotics, which is obviously strong painkillers, while pregnant? Also, any medications you had to stop while pregnant? Apart from stopping penicillin, every other medication that I was on for my colitis was safe to take. I was actually advised to continue to take them, because if I don't, I can put my baby at risk for not taking them, because colitis in pregnancy can severely harm a baby. Yes, I stopped taking all strong painkillers. I stuck to paracetamol, which was a bit pointless for me really, because paracetamol doesn't work for me because my body's so used to taking strong stuff. Like cocodamol is my paracetamol, tramadol is my cocodamol, and so on and so forth. So in that sense, yes. What other medications did I stop taking intentionally? I stopped taking I focused on taking all my prenatal care, antenatal care, medications and vitamins and stuff like that. But apart from that, no, there was nothing major, because naturally for my sickle cell, I do take penicillin and folic acid on a daily basis. I was offered to have hydroxycarbamide, short name is hydroxyurea, but I opted out of that. I didn't want to take that at all because I've not heard good things about that medication. So I was fine. They did offer it to me again during pregnancy and I refused. Yeah, that's it really. Thank you guys so much for the questions. I didn't even get to eat much of my breakfast. That's literally what I've got left to still munch on. But I hope that you enjoyed this mukbang style Q&A session with me. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys have any more questions, leave them in the comment section below. I will communicate with you guys in the comment section down below. Yeah, then thumbs up this video if you liked it. Subscribe to my channel if you're not subscribed already, and I will see you in my next video. Bye guys. Say bye, Baba. Say bye-bye. Now he wants to be quiet. See you guys.